Hey everybody, John here with a Well of Magic Magic draft. We're going to be drafting the newest set, Dominaria. Its paper release is this Friday, April 27th, but it is Monday, April 23rd, and it's live on Magic Online. I've played a few sealed events in paper over the pre-release, one two-headed giant and one regular sealed, and I'm really excited to hop in and draft this new set, so we're going to hop on in. We're doing the intermediate Swiss draft league so that I have the most opportunity to play the most with the set. Also, I just don't feel that comfortable trying to jump into a competitive league where you lose and you're done. So I want to play as much as I can with the new cards whenever possible. So let's see what our pick one is going to be. Hopefully it's something sweet. Alright, well, there's Woodland Cemetery, which is probably not what I want to pick. Woodland Cemetery is one of the dual lands. Enters the battlefield tapped unless I control a swamp or forest, and adds black or green. It's a very powerful card, but not what you really want to look for in Limited. This pack is honestly pretty bad. There's Board the Weatherlight if you wanted to be really historic. There's Howling Golem, which is colorless, but I don't think it's what we want to do. There's Deep Freeze, which is kind of like the only removal spell. There's Adamant Will, which is a great combat trick. There's Tiana, Ship's Caretaker, if you want to be red-white. I think I'm going to take Baloth Gorger. 4-mana 4/4s are always really good, and this can just also be a 8-mana 7/7 when the game goes long. I've also played a little bit with Kicker in the set, so I feel like that's what I want to try to do. I guess there's also Ancient Animus. 2-mana fight, and if I have a legend, it gets bigger. But I think I'd rather start with a Baloth Gorger and then pick up the Animuses later. Because again, Animus is only as good as your best creatures. Alright, what do we got here? We've got Naban, Dean of Iteration for the Wizards deck. There's Gaia's Blessing, which is pretty awful and limited. Memorial to Genius. Aether Glider's not great. Oh, but there is an Eviscerate here. And Eviscerate is a very, very powerful card. And someone took a common out of this pack. Well, I guess I could have taken like a foil or like a foil rare or whatever. But I don't know how many cards are better than Eviscerate. But we're going to take Eviscerate and be very happy. This Baloth Gorger may not be as much of a signal as we want. But Eviscerate is definitely a card that we're going to be looking to play. Oath of Teferi, pretty bad and limited. Quende, Pride Ephemerith is really interesting. Memorial to War is a very expensive, very, very expensive strip mine. There's also Thorn Elemental, which is very powerful. I don't know what I want here, though. I think I want to take a black card to try to, make it seem like, hey, I don't want the person to my left to be in black. Also, the person to our right took another common. Don't know what that's kind of telling us here. Haven Sentry is just generically good. Windgrave's Acolyte's also fine. But I think I want this Caligo Skin Witch. 2-drops are always pretty good. And the ability to play this as a 6-mana Mind Rot, as well as playing a 1/3, is very, very good. Yeah, I'll just take the Skin Witch here. I think the Acolyte's fine, but I think I'd rather have a Skin Witch. Alright, so we've got Broken Bond, which I think is a very, very playable card in this format, even in draft potentially, because of how many people are going to be playing their really good cards. There's also Whisper Blood Liturgist, which takes a little bit of setup, but she can really do some work. There's also Blink of an Eye, which I think is what I'm going to take here. Again, we're not really tied to any other color aside from black right now, and Fungal Infection is very good, but I think Blink of an Eye is just absurd. Yeah, I think we're just going to take Blink of an Eye here. Other picks, like Mesa Unicorn, is pretty decent as well. Yeah, I'll just take Blink of an Eye, see if blue is as open as we might think it might be. Well, there's Rat Colony, which is not really what I want to take. There's an Artificer's Assistant, which is not good. There's Memorial to Glory, which is pretty good. There's a Drudge Sentinel, which is average. There's another Keldon Overseer and a Run-Amok. There's also the Jousting Lance and Short Sword. There's also the Yavimaya Sapphire, and Sapphire's actually ridiculous. Makes me wish I had taken the Fungal Infection, but we're going to take the Sapherd. Maybe we'll be in black-green. We got some more blue cards. There's also this Champion of the Flame, but Champion of the Flame requires a lot of work, and we're not quite there yet. Powerstone's Shard requires multiples of them, and even then they're not absurd. There's Dub, which I think is probably the best card in this pack, just period. But I think I'm going to take Memorial to Unity, and this Blink of an Eye might be a red herring. And these lands are just fine. You know, if you're in their colors, they're going to be good for you. And if we end up in green, Memorial to Unity can be very good. Another option is that we are playing this Blink of an Eye and we're not playing this Calico Skin Witch. Eviscerators are a big reason to be black, and we haven't had any other strong signals in that regard. And if we have the ability to splash Eviscerate, then I think that's going to end up better for us in the long run. Alright, so let's see what our pick 7 is going to be. I mean, Blink of an Eye has been absurd every time I've seen it played. Like, it just answers everything so efficiently, and it can replace itself, which is also insane. As I mentioned in the podcast, I'm qualified for the RPTQ for Team Unified Standard, and this is a card that's definitely going to be on our radar as we look forward to trying to play with it. Well, here there's Dauntless Bodyguard, which I think is the best card in this pack, by a mile. There's also Corrosive Ooze, which is fine. Well, I guess the question is, are we green? Because Corrosive Ooze is at worst a 2-mana 2/2. You know, that's fine. It's not exciting, but it's fine. So I guess I take Corrosive Ooze or Dauntless Bodyguard. I haven't seen a lot of good white cards, though, but where I have been getting some decent green. And none of this blue is good. You know, let's just take the bear. The bear is, at worst, a bear. And then there's going to be a lot of other... Like we saw the short sword running around. We saw the jousting lance running around. I think those equipments are going to be played against us, so we're going to want to have an answer to with Corrosive Ooze. All right, well, here's a Divination. Divination, this is a big signal that blue might be pretty open. There's also Spying Construct, but I think we just want this Divination here. Gaia's Protector is fine, but it's not great. It's going to trade with almost everything, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Because like if our opponent has an X4 that we want to trade with Gaia's Protector, it's going to block that. But if they have a 2/2, then it's just not going to be great. So we'll just take this Divination. Maybe we'll try to splash this Eviscerate. There's Grow from the Ashes, which is the Kicker Rampant Growth, or the Rampant Growth with Kicker, which can help us find a black source if we need it. Now, if we're going to end up in blue-green, then what we're really going to want to find is Tatyova, if there are any. Benthic Druid. Tatyova, having played with Tatyova, she is really good. There's definitely many games that I played where I could not have won without her. Alright, so what do we got left? Well, looks like that we got a bunch of the colorless cards still here. There's still Howling Golem, there's another Gaia's Protector, there's Board the Weatherlight still here, as well as Sparring Construct and a bunch of other things. I don't know if I want any of these. I guess I could take this Navigator's Compass. It's not exciting. It does help splash this Eviscerate, but we also don't have anything else that cares about it. But like, if worse comes to worse, Navigator's Compass is a piece of fixing. Alright, so here's a Cabal Paladin. Cabal Paladin is a reason to play this Navigator's Compass, because it cares about historic cards. And also this gives us a better idea that, hey, green-black is going to be open because these green-black cards, which granted are pretty bad, are wheeling. Alright, Arbor Armament is great. There's also this short sword. I'm going to take this Arbor Armament. It's a great little combat trick. It helps block flyers, which is a noted downside for green decks. And again, Cabal Paladin may mean that we're green-black instead of green-blue. I think we're definitely based green, based on what we've seen, but we're still pretty open to anything. Like, okay, we'll take this Broken Bond. And again, we're going to start it in the main deck. The put a land from your hand into play is basically flavor text. But again, there's going to be people are going to play their sagas, people are going to play their artifacts, people are going to play their really powerful cards. So we want an answer to that. I don't know. I'll take Rat Colony in case. I don't think we're going to play Rat Colony though. All right. So we're definitely green, and we have a good black card and some good blue cards. What do we have here? Yargle. We're not playing Yargle. Or we're not taking Yargle here, I don't think. Okay, so there's another Baloth Gorger, which is again fine. As far as blue cards, there's Academy Journey Mage, which is probably the best card for us. Like, Silver Falls doesn't do anything because we may not even be in those colors. Like, we may not even be blue. But, I mean, Journey Mage I think is the best card. We don't have any other wizards. But even as a 5-mana 3/2 bounce a creature, this is fine. I think it's definitely better than Yargle. Definitely better than Memorial, because we don't know if we're black or not. Especially, like, if I don't want this, then I think Academy Journey Mage is great. Especially at the top end, like, play Gorger on 4, play Journey Mage on 5, attack with a 4/4. That seems fine. I'll take the Academy Journey Mage here. Alright, here's Arvad, the Cursed. Oh, here's a Saga, the Eldest Reborn. Very, very powerful. There's also a Juggernaut, which is just... Juggernaut is just generically powerful. It just does a lot of really, really good things. There's also an Adventurous Impulse and another Blink of an Eye. If we're going to be a blue-green deck, we're probably going to want as many Blink of an Eyes as possible. I imagine that this Adventurous Impulse could wheel. There's also a Guardians of Koilos, which doesn't do a whole lot, but I think I'm going to take this Blink of an Eye over Adventurous Impulse, because I think those are the only two picks for us, because we're definitely green, and I think we're turning into more of a blue deck, potentially trying to splash this Eviscerate. I'm a little worried that we're going to need more creatures, but we should be able to find some. Alright, here. See? Alright, so here's Grow from the Ashes, which helps the splash. There's also Tetsuko Umezawa, which unfortunately we don't have anything that Tetsuko cares about, unless you want to get real ratty with it. There's also another Blink of an Eye. I do think that you can have too many Blink of an Eyes, but I'm going to take this Grow from the Ashes. It helps us splash this Eviscerate, which I think is going to be very powerful in our deck. And another Blink of an Eye. That is... Whew. That's very interesting. There's an Arbor Armament, there's a Blink of an Eye, and there's also a ton of black cards here as well. We need creatures. So maybe we're not... Alright, maybe we're not blue-green. Maybe we're supposed to be blue-black? I don't know. Man, this draft has really turned sideways. There's like Thallid Soothsayer, which is very, very powerful. I don't know. I think that's probably too greedy. I think we're just going to take this Blink of an Eye. Alright, so there's Woodland Cemetery, which is actually great. If we're going to... I think we're... Yeah, we're just going to try this. I think this might be incorrect. But we're going to play this. We're going to take this Woodland Cemetery to splash this Eviscerate. And it does make our black mana a little bit easier to kind of work with. So we could take more black cards than we may necessarily think about. I'm going to take the Skidding Surveyor because it's a creature over Divination. Also helps us splash black cards. Or blue cards, depending on exactly which direction we go in. Like, here's a Deathbloom Thallid. Jeez, are we just green-black instead? It's like, we cut these. Actually, hold on, Alright, let's just sort by color again. Alright, we'll take this Deathbloom Thallid, because I think that's the best card in that pack for us. Deep Freeze is the best card in this pack. Because, like, now I just want to find a Hinterland Harbor. Because green is also kind of dried up. And we're just, 3-color average stuff. Like, I don't think this Paladin's good in this deck. Colony is not good in this deck. These are our good black cards, these are our good green cards, and these are our good blue cards. Well, okay. Good blue cards. We're not playing this Swamp either. Probably not playing this Compass. So this is where we're at now, potentially. Alright, well there's an Opt. There's also a Soul Salvage. I don't think we're playing Rat Colony, though. And I don't think Opt is that insane. There's also Divest. Well, let's take Soul Salvage, because that was probably a mistake. This is so awkward. We're gonna have to hope that the last pack has some goods for us. But yeah, also thanks, since I'm planning on splashing this Eviscerate, at least this Compass gives us, since we have Surveyor, we have Grow, and we have Woodland Cemetery, we're going to be able to play this pretty easily. We don't need to play this Compass. But yeah, we only have 5 creatures, and we need more creatures. There's only so many Blink of an Eye. There's only so much that Blink of an Eye can do. Which is why I took the Soul Salvage, because if we don't have a lot of removal, then we're going to need to be able to get our creatures back. But we need to find our creatures first, which is going to be the tricky part. Yeah, we're going to need to value even, like, moderately bad creatures higher because we don't have that many. Like, here I'm going to take this Gaia's Protector, even though it's not good, because we don't have any other options, really. Alright, we'll take Unwind, and we'll put it in the main deck for now. I don't think we'll end up playing it, but I've played worse cards in Draft. Alright, none of these cards are great. I'll just take this Final Parting. We're not playing Final Parting, let me tell you that. Well, this Broken Bond is going to go in the sideboard. I don't think 2 Broken Bonds is where we want to be. Alright, we got Kamal's Druidic Vow, which is not good, but we found Tatiova. We found a reason to be blue-green. Yeah, and I think we're just going to take it. We need creatures. Elfhelm Druid is also really powerful. Also helps us kick this Gorger earlier, but we're going to take Tatiova. Like, oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. Hold on. Because, like, resolving a Tatiova is so backbreaking, and being able to really, like, churn out of it. So another potential option instead of the second Tatiova is Saproling Migration, because legendaries do get worse in multiples. Is Saproling Migration. It's another 2-mana creature spell, essentially. And it's going to help us kind of get into the game early, and then, you know, if we find the right uncommons, it's going to do a lot of good work, I think. So I could also take this Krosan Druid, because we may need a way to get back in a long and grindy game. Actually, yeah, let's take Krosan Druid. Because at worst it's a 2-mana 3 or 3-mana 2/3, but then later in the game, which we should be able to get to, hopefully, like we've got Eviscerate, we've got Journey Mage, we've got triple Blink of an Eye. We should be able to get there. Ooh, there's a good card for it. So there's Time of Ice, which I think is what we're going to take over Ancient Animus. Like, our interaction is pretty good. Pretty good here. Could also take this Relic Runner, because it's just a piker, but I think Time of Ice is legitimately a bomb. And I think we may have found our lane. Maybe the other Tatiova wheels, who knows? I don't expect her to, but we can always hope. Yeah, Time of Ice is going to be real good, I think. Another Gaia's Blessing, a Nature's Power. Ooh, Llanowar Elves. Yeah, we're going to take this Llanowar Elves. Llanowar Elves is so powerful. Like, it lets us play it like a Yavimaya Sapphire on 2, or even a Skittering Surveyor on turn 2. Yeah, we're going to take Llanowar Elves. Llanowar Elves also can set up a turn 4 Tatiova, if we need to. But it also lets us do some other really cool things. This pack is not great for us, I think. So, what do we want to do here? I could take Snapper, but Snapper's really bad in our deck. I could take Guardians of Koilos. Returns another historic permanent, so that we can, like, blink, so we, like, reset Skittering Surveyor or Time of Ice, I guess. It is also a May, so at worst it's a 5-mana 4/4. It's also Damping Sphere, which I can just take for Modern. I don't want another Gaia's Protector. I really don't. Yeah, let's just take Guardians of Koilos. Alright, so there's no... Like, we're not taking this Vidalian Arcanist, but there's a Fungal Infection and a Vicious Offering that we can also splash. And I think we've got enough ways to splash both of these that I'm going to take this Vicious Offering. Like, I don't know how often we're going to kick it, but I'm not planning on casting this on turn 2 anyway, so I think this is going to end up being pretty solid. And Fungal Infection I don't think is impactful enough to splash, but I think Vicious Offering definitely is. Another Arvad the Curse floating around here. There's also a Zolfran Void, which we're not taking. There's a Homerid Explorer, I guess we'll take, but we're not playing. Well, we may need to play Homerid Explorer just as a hill giant that mills them for 4, but we're not playing it because we want to. We're playing it because we need creatures. So we're blue-green, splashing black for Eviscerate and Vicious Offering. I've seen worse decks. We need a few more creatures, but we'll see how the rest of this pack pans out. Could put in this Navigator's Compass to combo with Guardians of Koilos. Spoiler alert, that's not a combo. Okay, so there's Divination, there's Arbor Armament, there's Aether Glider, there's also Short Sword. There's also this Thallid Soothsayer, which we passed up on one earlier. There's also another Divination. I wonder how important Divination is going to be to our deck. I said we need creatures, and I don't think we can, even bad creatures like Aether Glider, I think we have to take. Alright, so there's another Howling Golem, there's an Artificer's Assistant, there's also a Pierce the Sky. I think we're going to take Pierce the Sky for the sideboard. Just in case. I think we're going to, see what we got here. None of these cards are exciting, unfortunately. I think we'll just take... I'll take this Coldwater Snapper in case we run up against a deck that has infinite removals. I think we cut Unwind, at the very least. This puts us at 23 playables. The good news is we only need to play 1 Swamp. We're not playing any of these cards. I guess we're putting Gaia's Blessing in our deck. Or in our sideboard, I should say. Just in case we run up against the one deck that's trying to mill us out. I'll take another Befuddle. It's better than a second Coldwater Snapper. Someone took a land over both of these cards? That's probably wrong. I'll take Valdalian Arcanist. I've played worse. Probably gonna cut this Arbor Armament now. It's a little bit less good now. And then I'll take this Drudge Sentinel. Yeah. Alright, so I think this is our deck. It's unexciting. We did manage to pick up a Tatyova. We didn't wheel the other one, which I kind of expected. I didn't think the other one would wheel, but I forget what we took over the second Tatyova, but I still feel like that was correct. So let's go ahead and it was Krosan Druid. Yeah, and I think that was correct. I'd rather have a Krosan Druid in our deck rather than 2 Tatyovas. So let's see. So if we do 1 Swamp, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of black, which is all we're gonna need. We don't need those 3 swamps. If we play 7 forests, then that's 1, 2, 9, and then for blue that's 7 or 9. I think this is the correct land distribution here. We only need the 1 swamp because I'm not planning on casting Vicious Offering and Eviscerate on curve. Plus we have 2 just land sources, so we don't need that many black. Plus we have Skittering Surveyor. Heavier blue could also be a consideration. But these Blink of an Eyes, I really don't want to be playing on turn 2. I would much rather be playing them on turn 4 or 5. And then same with Divination I could play on 2. Deep Freeze I could play later. Viscerate and Vicious Offering are also later. And then Time of Ice could also be later. So really our heavier mana sources are in green early on. So that's why I was hedging towards more green than blue. We also have a Memorial to Unity, which helps us make green sources. Although, let's see, what was that? 1, 2... Actually, let's cut 1 island for 1 forest. I think that's going to be better. Alright, here's the deck. Let's run it through a league then. Alright, here we are for game number 1. Up against Indiana Inline. Probably for skating. We won the die roll. We would like to go first. Well, this is not what I wanted to see. This is a bad hand, so we're going to mulligan it. All right, this is better. We have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop, help us hit our land drops, and we even have Sap Herd, which is a really good card. So we're going to keep our 6. Our opponent also mulligan to 6. Let's see if they go to 5 or if they're going to keep. They choose to keep. Do we want this forest? I don't think so. I think we're going to want to find some action, so to speak. Opponent is mulling over their mulligan decision. We'll lead on our forest and just say go. Alright. Opponent plays forest. Do they have Llanowar Elf? Oh, that's not fair. I was supposed to do that. That's my thing. We're going to play our island into Corrosive Ooze. Just a 2-drop again. We're just using it as a bear. We don't care that much about equipment or anything like that. Also, you'll see me, my priorities pass through a little quickly. I'm utilizing the F8 key just because F8 makes everything go smoother. Up, they're going to their attacker step. And they have nothing. Oh, nothing? That's great for me. We will go ahead and play our Woodland Cemetery. I'm going to attack with our Corrosive Ooze. Because it's not like I don't think they're going to block here. I think they kept that hand on the strength of turn 1 Llanowar Elf, and I have fallen victim to that in the past as well, but we're going to play our Skittering Surveyor, and we're going to go fetch an island. Mainly because I want to make sure that I have double blue for Blink of an Eye when we find it. And then next turn, I think we're just going to play this Sap Herd. Plus, if our opponent doesn't find lands, they're going to be in a world of hurt. Yeah, see? Get rewarded. So we're going to attack with both of our creatures. I could have played Sap Herd there instead. Probably would have gotten in 2 extra points of damage, but I still feel like it was correct to play the Skittering Surveyor there. Alright, and we will then say go. Now, if our opponent does nothing here, even if they play a land, well, if they do nothing, I think they're okay. They didn't find land, so we won there. I was debating whether I wanted to Blink of an Eye their Llanowar Elves just to really put them behind, but it ended up not mattering. So all we know is that our opponent is green, and nothing else. So I think we don't really have any changes that we can make, so we'll just run it back. Yeah, let that be a lesson to everyone. Again, don't keep 1-landers. Even 1-landers that are hidden as 2-landers with Llanowar Elves. Especially if you can't cast anything off of it. That's the biggest mistake. We just don't have enough information to really make any sort of educated sideboard decisions here, so. Alright, here we are for game 2, and this hand is perfect. We're going to keep it. I don't know what I'm getting with this Skittering Surveyor, but we're going to do what our opponent tried to do last game. Do they have a turn 1 Llanowar Elf again? Oh no, they have Blood Tallow Candle. Okay. Alright, we drew a forest, so that means that I'm under no pressure to use this Surveyor to get a forest, so that's nice. The Surveyor is just going to get a swamp. Ah, they have their mana. Perfect. Oh, they have Fungal Infection. Okay. That's a little aggressive, but, our opponent's going to do what our opponent's going to do. I thought that turn was pretty self-explanatory. Play Island, say go. I'm totally okay with taking 1 here. We'll see what our opponent's follow-up play is. Their follow-up play is nothing, so that's great. Alright, we'll play our forest, and then we'll play Skittering Surveyor. He's going to go get our swamp. Yes, I would like to use Skittering Surveyor's ability. Yes, I would like to get a swamp. But now we have a 1-2 that blocks their 1-1 all day, every day. Opponent can't attack anyways. Ah, yes. Yes. Alright. We're going to play the island. And I think we're just going to pass here. And my line is played next is going to be turn 5, we'll see what they do. But on our turn 6, we're going to play Tetiova and play a land to draw a card. Because they're holding up that 4 mana. Or they're at 4 mana and they're in black. So I'm assuming, and it's a pretty good assumption, that they have an Eviscerate or some sort of removal spell. Drew another island. We'll play the swamp out of our hand that they know about, and we'll just say go again. We could try to race here, but why risk it? Alright, so our opponent... Now, if they get to 6 mana with this Blood Tallow Candle... Alright, they have Thallid Omnivore. Alright. So I'm going to let the Omnivore resolve. And then they're just going to say go. Alright, we are going to set them back by kicking it with Blink of an Eye. Putting the get back in their hand. We draw Arcanist, which is great. Now we're gonna start getting some real value here. Play Tetiova. Play an island. Now I know they have this Blood Tallow Candle in play. We're gonna gain a life and draw a card. Oh man, look at that value. And now we will attack with our Skittering Surveyor. And we'll see if they have land number 6. They didn't have it last turn, so oh nope, there's land number 6. Now, do they want to just snap? Yeah, they're just going to snap off kill Tetiova, which I am totally fine with. Tetiova got what she came for, and the Blood Tallow Candle got what it was coming for too. Opponent's going to swing in for 1, but we've already stolen the serve thanks to Tetiova. All right, we'll play this forest, and I'm going to attack with the Skidding Surveyor so that I can pick it up with Guardians of Koilos. So that I can then replay it. Oh, and I made a mistake there. I accidentally tapped too many cards because I wanted to leave up an island, but punt count is 1 because I wanted to play out this Vidalian Arcanist. Should have been more careful. What are you playing for 6 mana, my friend? Or 5 mana? Are you 1 mana short? Are you 1 black mana short? Okay, so they're going to Adventurous Impulse. So let's them look at the top 3 cards of their library and reveal a creature or land. And don't forget, we know that they have a Thallid Omnivore in their hand. Thallid Soothsayer. That is a very, very powerful card. I think that card is good enough to probably deep freeze it. But we'll see what our opponent decides to play here instead. Because they have the Soothsayer and the Omnivore. Both of them cost 4 mana, but the Soothsayer only costs 1 to sacrifice. Alright, and they're playing the Omnivore out. Alright. Now they have the Omnivore, so they can sack another creature to give the Omnivore +2/+2. Which is relevant. Haha, there it is. We'll play this forest out. And I think I'm just going to attack with the Guardians. Swing on in. No blocks. That is a very bold decision. So I think what we're going to do... So now I have options. I want to leave up Blink of an Eye. If for nothing else than to interrupt them trying to go off with like a Soothsayer or a like Omnivore or Soothsayer or whatever. And I think I want to play this Arcanist as well. So let's play Arcanist. And then I have 6 mana. So there's nothing else that I can do if I do that. So yeah, we'll just say go from here. It would have been more mana efficient to Divination or to deep freeze the Omnivore, but I am not that afraid of this ability right now. Plus, eventually we're going to find our... we're going to find some stuffs. Alright, they attack with the Omnivore. I will not block it because my Arcanist will just die to it. Alright. And they're going to follow up with... Broken Bond. Okay, so they're going to Broken Bond our Guardians. Well, I'm going to save it with Kicker, because I don't want my Guardians of Koilos to die. Again, great reason why Broken Bond is potentially main deckable. Also, that stops them from using Broken Bond, and they're going to play Llanowar Envoy, okay. So they're not playing this Soothsayer out, which is really interesting to me. Alright, so we have this Vicious Offering, which we can use almost at any time. But now what do we do? So the Omnivore can become a 5/5 if he sacks the Sapperling, or becomes 5/5 if he sacks any creature. So if I want to kill it with Vicious Offering, I'm going to have to do it soon. I could just play the Guardians out again, bounce nothing. I'll have up black, blue. I can leave up black, blue, blue, as well as the Valdian Arcanist mana ability. That way we can kick Blink of an Eye and Vicious Offering. Yeah, I think I like that line. We're going to do this. We're going to just play Guardians, no value, which is fine. And I think we're just going to say go. Yeah. So now, depending on how our opponent wants to proceed, we can kick Blink of an Eye, or we can Vicious Offering. Or we can potentially do both. If we feel the need to do so. Spore Crown Thallid. There you go. That's a powerful card. Each other creature you control, it's a fungus or sapling, gets +1/+1. Alright. So now they're going to go to attacks potentially. Yep. They're going to attack with the 4/4. And I'm going to go ahead and block, because I am okay with this trade. Because this Deep Freeze gets a lot worse if they have sack outlets like Thallid Omnivore. So right now I'm guessing they're debating what they want to sack. Oh, they have Gift of Growth. Well, that is even better. So we get to cast Vicious Offering to kill that before they get the chance to blow us out with Gift of Growth. The most savage blowout that anyone ever did see. Now, that was also very greedy of them, because they probably shouldn't have kicked the Gift of Growth. Because if they didn't kick the Gift of Growth, then we would have just... Then they could have sacked some creatures to block to, make it bigger or whatever. But they decided, no, we're just going to go full bore for it. We drew a land, we played the land. We can't really attack anymore. I mean, we could attack, and they could trade off their Thallid and their Sapperling or whatever. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Skittering Surveyor. We're going to fetch up an island this time. Yes, I'd like to use this ability. Grab an island. I could play Gaia's Protector. Or I could Divination and leave up unkicked Blink of an Eye. I could also Divination and Deep Freeze, but I want to save this Deep Freeze for this Soothsayer. So let's just play out this Gaia's Protector. Gaia's Protector must be blocked, and we can pull some shenanigans with it if necessary. And we'll just say go. So they have 3 cards in hand, one of which is a Thallid Soothsayer. I wonder how being hampered on black mana is hurting them or not. Because they could play the Soothsayer and start drawing cards, which I'm not too keen on. Oh, they have Spore Swarm. Alright, so you're going to make 3 Sapperlings. This isn't instant, so I don't know why they played it on their turn, but... And now they left up 2 mana. Alright, so we found Grow from the Ashes, which is fine. We'll play this island. So let's see, so we have 10 mana. I can pay 5 mana to Grow from the Ashes to go to 7. And that lets us Divination and leave up Blink of an Eye. I think that's going to be, in general, better than anything else that they could do. I also don't want to attack this Guy's Protector because now they just have an army of Saplings that can just chump it, or they can trade with it. Again, this is not a great card. So let's start with a kicked Grow from the Ashes. We're going to get an island and a forest. Island, forest. And then we're going to Divination. We may deck ourselves here, but we'll see. Look, we found a flyer. We have a clock, or we have a win condition at least. We'll just say go from here. Again, I can attack, but attack is not really going to do a whole lot. Plus, I want them to attack with their Saplings, and then I'm going to make them pick up their Spore Crown Thallid and blow out all of their combat math. Which I imagine is what they're trying to do. Alright, so they found their 7th land, but it's not another black source. And again, they have 2 cards in hand, one of which we know is Thallid Soothsayer. Alright, what are you casting? Caligo Skin Witch. Okay, that's a good card. Alright, so they're going to kick that. So we're going to discard 2 cards. I think we're definitely discarding this forest. And I think we're going to have to discard this Deep Freeze. Again, I actually think this Aesir Glider is going to get there. And we now know the last card of their hand is Thallid Soothsayer. Oh, they needed that 7th mana so that they could Llanowar Envoy. Okay. Well, they didn't attack, which is great. And we found Eviscerate, which is even better. We're just going to play out this Aesir Glider and put them on a 7-turn clock. And we have this Eviscerate as well, which is going to really put in double duty, I feel. Alright, so they found another swamp. So now they're going to Soothsayer. Sure, they have a Soothsayer now. And are they going to go to combat? They're going to swing with the Envoy and a bunch of Saplings. Alright, well then. We get to make some blocks. So, I'm going to put the Guardians on the Envoy. I'll put a Protector on a Sapling and a Skittering Surveyor on a Sapling. Let those happen. See what our opponent wants to do. I imagine they're going to sack this Envoy. Alright. So they are going to sack the Envoy, and now we're going to, in response, we're going to kicker the Spore Crown Thallid. Now, this gives them an option to either sacrifice it to neglect us the card, or they can let that happen and we get the card, but then they lose a bunch of their Saplings anyways. Ah, they let it happen? Ooh. Okay. So they didn't want to lose him. Alright. So that means we only take 2 damage. And they have 2 cards in hand, one of which we know is the Sapling Lord. Oh, Gift of Growth on this. They drew Gift of Growth. Interesting. Okay. I'm fine with that. Like, if they want to trade a pump spell for Guy's Protector, I'm totally okay with that. Alright, so we drew Time of Ice, which is nice. So I could just play the Time of Ice. But this is interesting now. Because they have the Lord in hand. They can just play the Lord and attack. I think I'm going to have to eviscerate the Lord. Yeah, so we're going to Time of Ice. So Time of Ice is going to tap Soothsayer. And it's going to stay tapped for as long as I control Time of Ice. Ooh, that's actually a very nice graphical overlay about that, how the one is kind of faded. We're going to attack for 2 in the air. Haha. And then we'll say go, because again, I think I'm going to have to end up eviscerating the Spore Crown Thallid. Spore Crown Thallid, yep. Old Spory is back. Now you have a bunch of 2/2s. Ooh, Time of Ice also has the problem where it returns all tapped creatures, so it'll even return my tapped creatures, which is something to be aware of. Alright. So, Time of Ice. Time of Ice is going to tap one of your Saprolings. And Time of Ice... Okay, so that's how they decided to do that. That's cool. Alright. So, now... I think we just eviscerate this now. See how they act. Because if they want to sack it to draw a card, they can. They're more than welcome to. I just don't want it around. Yep. That is okay with me. And then I'm going to attack with the Glider and the Guardians. Because I actually kind of want to bounce my Guardians. As weird as it sounds. So they're going to chump to draw another card? No? You're going to chump with the Saproling. Okay. You got it. So they take 2. Then I'll replay Corrosive Ooze. And say go. So now, on my turn, Time of Ice is going to trigger, return the Soothsayer, the Saproling, as well as my Aether Glider and my Guardians of Koilos to my hand. Or to our hands, excuse me. Effectively killing the Saproling, which is going to make it a little bit easier for me to kind of manage this board state. So, Mammoth Spider? I don't want to see a Mammoth Spider. Now I'm really sad because I literally used up all my removal. But, alright. We'll have to find another way to win. Llanowar Scout, that card is not useful right now, I don't believe. Alright. Time of Ice goes off. Homerid Explorer. Not really going to do anything that's impactful here. You're going to sack the Saproling? Yep. To draw a card, that's fair. Oh wait, that's right, all my creatures on tap. I'm so silly. I thought I was going to be able to pick up my Guardians so that I could... Yeah, alright. Well, we're going to mill them. Because there's nothing else for us to do, really. And sadly, this Aether Glider is not getting through a Mammoth Spider. Alright, so we milled Urgoros. Thank God. I mean, I'm not playing this to mill them, but I'm not saying I'm unhappy at milling their Urgoros, the empty one. Because that would kill me. I'm probably going to die to being decked, but I'm going to at least have a good opportunity to kill them. Alright, opponent replays the Thallid Soothsayer. And what else? Yavimaya Sap Herds. They have more Saprolings and fungi. They don't really have any attacks either. We draw Forest. Like, probably one of the worst draws in our entire deck. So that's 1, 2, that's 8 forests. That's all of our forests. We do have the Memorial still in our deck. And unfortunately, we still cannot attack. Man. This has been a real interesting game. Partick Wanderer, 5/5 Trample. Alright, that is equally annoying. Academy Journey Mage. Well, it's something. It's something. We'll put the Partick Wanderer back in your hand because I really don't want you attacking with a 5/5 trample. That's just not something that I want to sign up for. So I have the Druid that gains 10 life still in my deck. I have Baloth Gorger, which is going to be 8 mana 7/7 with no other abilities. All right, Drudge Sentinel, sure. There you are, my friend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Baloth Gorger. He's a 7/7. Say go. I don't know how we win this game. I think we're going to lose this game specifically to us decking ourselves, but we'll see. Hey! We found our Yavimaya Sap Herd. Yay! Honestly, I think we're gonna win off of whether or not our opponent misplays. So we're gonna have to attack with this Baloth Gorger. They don't have to block it this time, but they're pretty priced into blocking it. Granted, they have a lot of chump blockers, and they could also just put Drudge Sentinel in front of it if they wanted to. Yep, they figured it out. They got there. Yep. That's fine. Alright, we'll just say go then. Llanowar Elves, not useful at this stage of the game. We draw. See, look, okay. Look, opponent. You are not going to win to killing us with lethal damage. You're going to win because we got decked. Alright, so we have 3 cards in our deck. One of them is Memorial to Unity. And the other 2, I don't think that matter at all. Yep. Yep. Drudge Sentinel is now indestructible. Yada, yada, yada. All that fun stuff. What was that about board stalls again? Yep, Memorial to Unity. Put that into play. And then I think I'm fine just passing here. If they were going to block with Drudge Sentinel again, they'll just do it anyways. I'm fine trying to call their bluff. Alright. I want to find another swamp. Island. Alright. Found our last land. Good. Say go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is all 17 of our lands. So we know the last card in our deck is a spell. Alright. And that spell is Broken Bond. Oh, I forgot we had Broken Bond in the deck. I was wondering where you were. Well, we're going to Broken Bond the Partick Warrior. We're going to put this Woodland Cemetery into play because we can. And then we're going to make our opponent do the math. Because we have no other way of winning the game. So, opponent, figure out if you're dead. This is the classic Flunge. There's a few blocks that I know are very obvious. Well, maybe not that obvious. Drudge Sentinel on Tusker on the Gorger is very obvious, but we'll see how the rest of this shakes out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we deal 8 to them if they block nothing. Well, okay, so they blocked there and they blocked there. And yeah, so they're going to go to like 4. And then we're going to... oh, they didn't even pay for a Drudge Sentinel. Yep. Oh, they found their Eviscerate finally. I don't know why they did that, though. They didn't need to do that, but... Thank you for showing me that you had an Eviscerate, which was a card that I was assuming you were already playing, so... Alright, moving on to game 3 here. Man, that was a slog. So, what do we want for game 3? I think we want to bring in Pierce the Sky. Because of Urgoros. Do I actually want Gaia's Blessing? That game went really long. Gaia's Blessing would be very important there. Like, Gaia's Blessing in a long game is actually insane. Deep Freeze would have also done a lot of work, I think, in that game if we had managed to keep it around. The only good target they had was the Partick Wanderer, so I think, yeah, let's cut Broken Bond. Arbor Ornament gives reach until end of turn. They also made a lot of tokens too. That was annoying. Got Time of Ice, I guess. Yeah, let's cut Time. Oh, yeah, let's just cut Time of Ice. All right, let's try it like this. We're on the play though, which is nice. All right, here we are for game number 3. We're on the play though, which means we'll get decked last, and this hand is fine. I'm going to keep it because it's turn 2 Yavimaya Sapherd. Opponent's also deciding whether they want to mulligan or not. They mulligan to 6. Are they going to go to 5? No, they kept their 6. Alright. Guess who's back? Back again. Please don't fungal infection it again. Okay, good. They have Blood Telecandle, sure. Island. Sapherd. Say go. I'd like to find another island so that this Blink of an Eye is active. With Kicker, at least. Play Llanowar Scout, sure. I will play this Woodland Cemetery. And I could attack, but I think I'm just going to actually just play out this Gaia's Protector. It's a 4-2. It must be blocked, so that's going to help me put through some damage next turn if they don't play anything that's too dangerous. Plus, I can just Blink of an Eye if I really want this to die. Or if they have something else that I feel like needs to die. But we'll see. Could also just Deep Freeze something, but I don't think that's what I'm going to sign up for. And this is also a big difference in the inherent power level between Llanowar Elves, which just taps for mana, versus Llanowar Scout, which just puts a land into play. Alright, so we get to do this then. So we are going to serve with the team, because Llanowar Scout must block Gaia's Protector. They do not have an option otherwise. So they block there. I have no effects. I'm assuming that they have Gift of Growth here. So they're going to put a land into play, sure. Alright, do you have a Gift of Growth? Gift of Growth. Blink of an Eye with Kicker. Drew Corrosive Ooze, that's fine. They take some damage, we say go. Now, their turn is either... Now, they have 5 mana, which is, nice and all, but what I wanted them to do was waste this Gift of Growth. I don't mind if they have a 1-3. I don't mind that they can play a 5-drop this turn either. Like, see, they get to play Llanowar Scout again. What does this do? They have nothing else, alright. So, I think we just do the same attack again. Because I could trade my Deep Freeze for another Gift of Growth if they have it, but this guy's Protector is not getting any better. Plus, they only have 2 cards in hand, so there's not a lot that they could have. Alright, and they had nothing, or they chose not to play anything, so we'll just play our Corrosive Ooze and the Sego. Leave up this Deep Freeze. Opponent found an island. What were they? We didn't see an island in any of the other games, so I don't know what this could be for. Oh, they're going to kick a Skin Witch. Sure, whatever. We lose Deep Freeze and our Forest, but whatever. Our opponent is still on the back foot. They have one card in hand. We play Memorial to Unity, because we're going to play it anyways. And then we're going to attack with everything again. They lose their Skin Witch to Gaia's Protector. They take a bunch of damage. They go to 6. If they spend their mana to kill the Protector off of the candle, they're dead. They would need to play multiple creatures this turn. Only way to do that is with something like the Saproling Migration, and yep, we got there. Whew. Gaia's Protector actually did work that match. Alright, well, there's round 1. Let's see how round 2 goes. Alright, here we are for game number 2. We're up 1-0 in this draft so far against Toda Stalker. Well, we're not up 1-0 against Toda Stalker. We're up 1-0 in the draft. This hand is not as good as any of our other hands, but we are going to go ahead and keep it. Being able to play this Memorial on turn 1 is very powerful in our deck specifically. Granted, we do have turn 1 land or Elves, but we do have enough forests to be able to play it untapped on turn 1 anyways. Opponent leads on Swamp into Stronghold Confessor. That is an aggressive line. We're going to play Island into Corrosive Ooze. Next turn, unless something crazy happens, I think I'm just going to play out this Krosan Druid. Although I could see just playing Grow from the Ashes. This guy has Menace, so we cannot block it. Opponent also play another Swamp into Cabal Evangel. Sure. Well, there's Baloth Gorger. Now I just kind of think I just want to play this Grow from the Ashes, get our Forest. But am I okay trading here? I think so. Like, Corrosive Ooze isn't getting any better. The question is, do they want to block? Answer. They do. Sure. I don't mind. Yeah, we're just going to cast Grow from the Ashes. Get our Forest and say go. We miss out on being able to hit our Swamp off of Grow from the Ashes, but we still have Skittering Surveyor as a potential out. Also, opponent played another Forest. We're playing green-black again for the second time. They're going to play an Aether Glider, which, again, we already mentioned before, is not the best card in the world. We're going to play this Swamp, and now we have a few options. We can play out this Baloth Gorger, which is a 4/4. This Aether Glider is going to be getting in quite a bit. We can also just play this Gaia's Protector, because it must be blocked if able. Or we can use our mana and play the Academy Journey Mage. If I play the Journey Mage, I'm bouncing the Glider, sending them back a turn, and I think I like that line. Also, remember, Glider can't block, so it being able to... so them having to replay it is not the end of the world. Also, if they have an Eviscerate, I don't mind them eviscerating this Journey Mage. It's not that important. And also, if it wasn't clear, I'm not bouncing the Confessor, because then they could just replay it with Kicker. And then it's a 3/3 Menace, I believe? Yes. They had nothing. Well, we found a Forest, which is nice, and we're going to go ahead and attack. There's not a whole lot they can have at 4 mana at instant speed here that matters. And then we're really close to kicking this Gorger, so I'm just going to go and play our Gaia's Protector and say go. Oh, they have Dark Bargain. Okay, so they're going to take 2 and get 2 cards off of their top 3, pitching a Forest. Well, they played another Forest, so I don't think they're hurting for lands, safe to say. Thallid Omnivore. That is a very good card. Alright, gonna attack for 1 with your 1/1 Menace? No. Interesting. Alright. So now we have something tricky, because this Omnivore could turn into a 5/5. 5/5. If I try to attack and then he blocks and just eats the Stronghold Confessor. And I don't want to trade my Gaia's Protector for a Stronghold Confessor, even if it gets in 3 damage. So I think I'm just going to cast our Baloth Gorger as a 4/4. Making it a 7/7 is going to be, or making it a 7/7 might be technically better, but we only have our 6 mana. If we had 7 mana, I would spend more time thinking about whether or not I want to wait a little bit longer to get the 7/7, because then the Omnivore is taking a whole bunch of extra stuff into land. All right, here's Aether Glider into Corrosive Ooze, still leaving up 1 mana. Omnivore not getting in. All right, so we're going to hold on to this Tetiova because, again, we want to find lands. But we're going to go ahead and Broken Bond the Aether Glider. Force them if they want to sack it or not, which they are. Which just means that we're not attacking this turn, which we weren't attacking anyways. I mean, also doing this means we couldn't put a land into play if we wanted to, but we weren't planning on putting a land into play anyways. And then I think I'm fine just playing an unkicked Krosan Druid. It makes me a little sad to do so, but we'll say go from here. Also, another thing to remember about Gaia's Protector is it's not lure. It's not must be blocked by all creatures. It just must be blocked. The must be blocked ability is much, much more powerful when your opponent only has 1 creature, because then it means the rest of your dudes are getting through. Alright. Opponent was tapping a lot of mana to play Windgrace Acolyte. It's a 3/2 flyer that when it comes into play, they mill 3 and gain 3. Milled Kazarov, Territorial Allosaurus, and Forest. Those were 2 really good cards that they probably didn't want to mill, but 3/2 flyers tend to get things done. We will now play our Tetiova because we drew a Forest. And we will gain a life and draw a card. We drew another Forest, which is great, and we'll just say go from here. Now, Tetiova is very fragile, and she could die at any moment, but if she sticks around for any reasonable amount of time, she's going to be really good for us. All right, Windgrace Acolyte is getting in, and we are going to accept the beats in the air. We do have Vicious Offering as well as Eviscerate that deal with it very cleanly. Opponent has a Primordial Worm. Well, that's a 7/6, leaving up 2 mana as well as 1 card in hand. Well, let's play this Forest because we get to draw a card and gain a life off of Benthic Druid, off of Tetiova. We drew another Island, which is not what I wanted to see, but now we get to leave up Vicious Offering. But they also just had this Primordial Worm that's chilling out here, so I don't know how well this is going to go for us. But I think we're just going to say go here. And we're saying go basically because this Primordial Worm can't stick around that long. Or if it sticks around too long, we're going to lose. But they're only going to attack in the air, which is fine. I will accept more beats in the air for 3. That's fine. So they played a land for turn, so they only have 1 card in hand. We draw Voldalian Arcanist, but we have a land, which we'll play. We'll gain a life, draw a card. Ah, there you are, my friend. There you are. We will go ahead and play the Arcanist. Probably do the same line we did last match, where we were able to use Arcanist for mana and sack it to Vicious Offering, which was really slick. Alright, so what does our opponent do here? They have 2 cards in hand. Alright, they're going to begin combat. Still only serving with the flyer. And I don't want to take that much damage, so I am going to try and kick it with this Blink of an Eye. Ooh, they let it happen. Okay. So again, they could have sacked it to Talon Omnivore to stop us from drawing a card, but I think we're going to be, if it comes relevant, which it doesn't always, we might mill them. Because, ooh, Whisper, Elves, Animus. I bet they wanted to draw that Whisper. Alright, we're going to say go. Or we played their friend and they passed. So we're going to play our Woodland Cemetery because why not? We're drawing forests too. Excellent. Alright, well. Let's play out our Aether Glider. Oh, wait. I didn't want to tap out a black. I'm sometimes an idiot. That's fine. That's fine. Also, a hidden mode of Blink of an Eye is bounce my own thing to then re-kicker it on the way down. Opponent plays a mountain, probably for that Kazarov in their graveyard. Black Blade. Oh, Black Blade? Oh no. Now I feel really silly for leaving this Vicious Offering. Yeah, 7 mana equipped to the flyer. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna need that other blink of an eye really quick. Yeah, no, we're taking 13. This is not where I wanted to be, but here we are. Oh, there you are, my friend. Alright, we're gonna gain some life, and we're gonna draw a card. Yes, Kenji. Alright. So, first things first. Aside from the fact that I'm the realist. Aether Glider can't block, so it's getting in regardless. Second thing second. We're going to play Time of Ice. And we're going to freeze the Acolyte so that they have to pay mana to reattach Blackblade. And we'll say go. Because now we have a lot of modes of interaction, because we could Vicious Offering the thing they try to equip to Blackblade. Equip the Blackblade to. They're going to move it onto their Minisky. Yeah, see, I don't like that. So we're going to just cast Vicious Offering without Kicker. Because that's just better than... Because they didn't equip it to like the ooze or the worm or the omnivore or anything like that. Also just ruins any of their plans for doing that. So, alright, so they let that happen. That happened. Alright. They say go. I have enough lands in play that I don't feel bad about cracking our Memorial. Help us find some other action. And wow, big whiffs here. Not what I wanted to see. But anyways, we draw Llanowar Elves. We're now going to tap the Primordial Worm. Yep. Keep that bad boy tapped down. We drew Llanowar Elves, which is again not what I wanted to draw, but it'll do. But now we also have attacks, which is exciting. So I think what I want to do is I'm definitely attacking. The question is with what? I'm definitely attacking with Aether Glider. I think I'm attacking with Guy's Protector. Well, yeah, let's attack with Guy's Protector as well as the Academy Journey Mage. Leave the rest back. This way they get the choice of trading their 2/2 for my Guy's Protector. Which I think they're going to do. Or they're going to do this block. Okay. I think that's better for me. So I'm going to pass priority. And they're going to sack this to this. Yes. Yes. Alright. Pick that up. So then on my turn again. Ooh, we drew a creature. Even better. Alright, so they still only take 2, but we get Yavimaya Sapphire. And, sure, Llanowar Elves. You two. Say go. Alright. See how this goes. Man, I'm really sad. I'm really sad that Memorial to Unity whiffed. I think that was still correct, but... Also, do we have 17 on them? I don't think we do. Joyra's Familiar, sure. Thallid Omnivore, sure. Krosan Druid, sure. Alright, so they have some blockers now. Alright, so now Time of Ice triggers. Pick up your untapped creatures. But we now have a small problem of needing to draw Eviscerate effectively immediately. Yes, I would like to use Skidding Surveyor's ability. I would like to grab a forest. And Tattoo of it one time. Deep Freeze. Well, Deep Freeze actually does do it a little bit. It grounds the flyer. So now Black Blade isn't lethal anymore. And then we'll attack with Glider. We'll attack with Protector. We'll attack with Journey Mage. We'll even attack with the Baloth, I think. Yeah. So, in this point, I know that my Protector's dying, which is fine. Yep. I am okay with this. But now we need to find Divination, or Land, or Eviscerate. Alright, it is now the opponent's turn. Now I feel really silly for using my Broken Bond on their Aether Glider. Alright. Windgrace Acolyte. Mill yourself for 3. Mill another Windgrace Acolyte and 2 forests. And you have enough mana to equip the Black Blade to it. Unless you were just replaying the Worm, sure. Alright, Worm is down. Alright, top deck. Island, alright. Not dead yet. There you are, my... You beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna see if our opponent is willing to make a mistake. We're gonna attack with Aether Glider. Would you like to block? They saw the line. It's okay. We had an Eviscerate. Whew, okay. We're not dead yet. Keyword being yet. Sap Herd is fine. Also, if we draw Homered Explorer, I think they just lose. Or they lose faster, I should say. Alright, what are you equipping the Black Blade to? AKA, what am I chump blocking with? I'm so glad I managed to find answers every time. Thallid Omnivore. You got it. Your Omnivore is huge. Would you like to attack? You would. How quaint. Sapperling. Get under the bus. Alright, untap. Blink of an eye. Ah, yes, Blink of an eye. Probably the best possible card we could draw. Every single time. Attack in the air. 4-2. Put them to 10. Say go. Like, technically I could Blink of an eye this Crosinger, but that doesn't stop the problem of them attacking with a black-bladed creature every turn. Alright. Ooh. Big swings. I like it. Alright. Well. I think we block the Omnivore. And we block... Well... Maybe block here. Well... No, you're not getting any better. Block there. Yep. Take no damage. Because you have no trample. What are you... And you're moving the Black Blade over? Verdant Force. Verdant Force is a very powerful card. I think I have to keep it. I think it has to stay in play. And what do we draw? Divination. All right. Show me divination. All right. Island. What you got for me? There you are. You, my beautiful friend. Wait, do I have enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4. Homered Explorer. Yes! The combo kill. Listen, opponent. This isn't personal. I literally have to play this card. I don't have enough playables otherwise. Milieu. Alright. Final parting. Oh, frick. Jeez. Our opponent's deck's insane. Man. Sure sucks to see them lose to Homered Explorer Mill. Wait, do you have something here? Do you actually have something here? Vicious Offering. Wow, okay. So they stop the combo. They have one card in their library. And they need to deal us... Alright. So they had Vicious Offering. Alright. So they need to kill us this turn and we're at 6. I can no longer play my Guardians of Koilos, but we had fun here. Aether Glider can't block, so it's just going to attack. So I just have to survive this turn. And we win. Alright. Alright, opponent. Try to kill me. They have 3 lethal threats, and we definitely have 3 blockers. So that's not an out for them. Is this moving the Blackblade? What are you moving the Blackblade to? You're moving the Blackblade to Yavimaya Sapphire. Okay. So now you have potentially 4 lethal threats. Got it. But I think there's nothing that you can do. Alright. This is Ye Old Flunge. And we're going to try not to make any mistakes. We are blocking everything. And that's the blocks. And I think that's the game. Whew. Man. We have had some really grindy games. My gods. Alright. So, I don't think I want the second Broken Bond, only because there's only 2 targets in their deck. So I literally just can't use Broken Bond on the stupid Aether Glider. I do want Pierce the Sky, however, for all their other flyers, especially if they get the chance to go ham with that. Unwind? Maybe? I don't think so, though. Deep Freeze was super clutch in that game. Jeez, what do we cut? We can't cut creatures. That's not something that we're allowed to do. I guess technically we cut Aether Glider. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. Turns out the mill strategy is what happened in that game. And we've had 2 matches so far. And in each of those matches, one game has been decided by decking. It's kind of ridiculous. Here we are for game 2. And this hand is actually not terrible. It's got green and black mana and blue mana. Yeah, I think this is fine. It's a little slow, but our opponent's deck is also very slow, so... We do want to find another land, but, Land or Elves. No! Opponent, please. Alright. Cemetery. Go. So what we want to... So next turn we're playing the Vidalian Arcanist, regardless of what happens. Opponent's getting in for 1. Well, that means they don't have a 3-drop then, do they? They also don't have a 2-drop. Alright, well, we're just playing our Arcanist. Because Arcanist lets us play Divination next turn, and also blocks Llanowar Elves for a turn. What do you have? Joyrus Familiar. Well, that... I don't want that to stick around. But I don't want to eviscerate it either. Oh, this is another Broken Bonds target. Maybe I should have brought in both Broken Bonds. Or the other Broken Bonds. That's probably wrong, though. Because we hit our land drop, I think we're just going to play Yavimaya Sapherd here. Stop some further aggression. It doesn't stop the Joyrus Familiar, which is awkward, but I'd rather put something on the board instead of, Blink of an Eye Joyrus Familiar. I mean, they have 6 mana for historic spells, but if they have 6 mana for historic spells, then we get to Blink of an Eye something. Or eviscerate it. Alright. Final Parting. Sure, you can do that whole thing. I'm assuming they're putting a reanimation target in their graveyard so that they can use Whisper to get them all back or something like that. That does seem like a combo. Also, pretty sure this card, in our 2 games, which is an incredibly small sample size, if this format is really slow, then Final Parting is actually insane. However, if these games have been aberrations, then I don't know if this card is 5 mana Demonic Tutor usually isn't playable unless you're doing something very specific. Well, next turn I guess they could play Kazarov. Oh, they put Kazarov in the bin. Okay, so their plan is going to be to Whisper it. Sure. Alright, we found Island, which is nice. I think the line here is going to be Divination, using Arcanist to pay for it, then play Corrosive Ooze post-main. But we are going to go ahead and get in with Yavimaya Sapherd. Yep, not blocking. Of course they're not blocking. Alright. We will Divination. Find another Blink of an Eye is nice. Finding Guardians is also interesting, but not hugely important here. And then we'll just play Corrosive Ooze and say go. To be fair, I have tapped this Vidalian Arcanist for mana more times than I thought I would. Which is fine. Ooh, Scriptures. Yeah, that's going to be problematic. And that does explain some things. So they probably tutored for Scriptures then. Alright, so Scriptures is destroy all non-artifact creatures. And then exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards. Well, thankfully our graveyard is not that important. The bad news is, our opponent is going to kind of go off. They're going to blow up our board, attack for 4 potentially. This is tricky. Because I don't want to eviscerate any of these things. I want to play my Guardians of Koilos, but they're not going to give me the opportunity to. I could Blink of an Eye the Scriptures, but that's just a bad idea, because then they're just going to make a creature bigger. So I think my line is going to be attack with both the Sapherd and their Ooze. They're going to take 4, go to 14. Second main, play Time of Ice, tapping down Llanowar Elves. And then Scriptures goes off, we get hit for 2 by the Familiar, and then they can play something else, I guess? So yeah, I think that's my line. Because being able to leverage these Blink of an Eyes is going to be really important. Alright, so we're going to tap Elves. I should give them the opportunity to trade, but it doesn't matter. Also, this way, I get to attack with everything, and I get in for potentially an extra point of damage, which may or may not be relevant. Yeah, like they eat the sapling. Sure. It's dying anyways. Alright. Scriptures. Blows up the board. Also, doing it this way gives them one less mana to work with when it comes to Llanowar Elves. Alright, opponent attacks with Joyra's Familiar, as expected. And do they play a creature into the Time of Ice? They played a Mountain. And what are you playing? These colors do have limited ways of dealing with enchantments, so we'll see. Now if I draw... Okay, so they decided to do nothing. Alright, well, we will keep Joyra's Familiar tapped down. Kind of as one may expect. Play an island. So the next thing that's going to happen is that Scriptures is going to go off and exile all cards from my graveyard, I should say. And I could just play these Guardians of Koilos. And I think I'm going to. But I'm not going to pick up Time of Ice. Because I do want this Time of Ice to go off. Alright, the Scriptures are done. I think we mitigated a lot of the problems. Alright. What do you have, opponent? Windgrace Acolyte, mill a bunch, sure. So, Forest, Crows and Druid Forest, sure. Alright. Time of Ice goes off. They pick up all of their tapped creatures. We find a swamp, which wasn't the card we were looking for, but it helps. Then we're going to attack with Guardians. Because they're not going to block with their 3-2. And this is also a race that we're winning. And then we're going to say go. This leaves up Blink of an Eye kicked as well as Blink of an Eye, which is a nice synergy to have. But yeah, I'm assuming this final parting went and got Scriptures and bend Kazarov because they have Whisper somewhere in their deck. They have 4 cards in hand. We know 2 of them. There's one of them. And there's Ol' Whisper. Alright. So now you're going to attack with the Windgrace Acolyte. And I think we're just going to accept this. Alright. We're going to kick, bounce the Familiar. Draw Druid, sure. Untap. Draw Elves. Eviscerate Whisper. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Swing in with Guardians. Then replay Llanowar Elves. Say go. Alright, and Druid kicks for 8 mana. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 more land and I can kick Crows and Druid. Gain 10. Alright. We take 3 off of the Windgrace Acolyte in the air, but we are winning this race as is. Alright. Opponent replays, or they play Cabal Paladin. Okay. So the Paladin is also going to be annoying because it gives them the ability to, kick things and deal us damage or whatever. This was not the land I was thinking of, by the way, deck. We're still going to play it. So, So I can mill them with Homered Explorer and just play it as a 3/3, but that doesn't seem good. And they have 1, 2, 3. So they have 3. So they'll have 8 mana next turn. So they can play Paladin and kick, or they can play Paladin as well as the Familiar if they really want to. But I think my line is going to be the following. I think my line is going to be attack with Guardians, see what they do. Because I do have Blink of an Eye to interact if something doesn't go my way. Ooh, they're going to trade. Am I fine with this? I think I'm okay with this. This way they don't get to kind of get me in kind of ways I wouldn't expect. Then we'll play Homered Explorer, their old friend from the previous game, and we're going to hit them. Because we don't want to mill ourselves. Alright, so we milled Allosaurus, Forest, Primordial Worm, Swamp. That's good. Definitely didn't want them to find Allosaurus. Allosaurus would have definitely won them the game the following turn, even with blink of an eye. Alright, opponent gets in with their Windgrace Acolyte once again. We will accept that damage. It's now 8 apiece. They play Joyous Familiar. Let's say go. We draw Gorger. Gorger's great here. We're going to attack with the Homerid Explorer and see what they do. They have 1 card in hand. Are they going to trade? No, they go to 5. Alright. And now, I think we just ruin their day by kicking it with Croson Druid, go to 18. Now this race is unwinnable for them. And then next turn I get to play a kicked Baloth Gorger. Alright, so they find their bear. That's fine. They still have 1 card in hand. I feel like that 1 card has to be some sort of removal spell. They leave. Okay, that's weird. So they left the 3/2 flyer back and instead attacked with only the 2/2. That feels incorrect. And I'll tell you why that feels incorrect. Sure, they're 3/3 trades with my Homerid Explorer, but I don't think that that's a winning play on their part. So we're going to go ahead and attack with our Explorer and our Croson Druid, because this is a lethal attack. And then we're just going to play a 7/7. Okay, they're going to trade there. And then are they going to double block my Croson Druid? Nope, they're going to take 2. Sure, I'm okay with this trade. And again, we're saving this Broken Bond for whenever they find the stupid little, the stupid little Black Blade. Which, actually, since we know they have it, should we play around Black Blade? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. So they could make the Joyous Familiar into a 10/10, potentially a 9/9. I don't think I die if they find Black Blade. Because the other line is just play this as a 4/4, hold up Blink of an Eye just in case. But I don't think that matters. Yeah, I think we just kick this Gorger, turn it into the literal actual card, the Abyss, and say go. They would need Eviscerate or something else to deal with this. Vicious Offering deals with it a little bit, but... Alright, so they have Yavimaya Sapherd, make a bunch of dudes, sure. Only attack is in the air with Joyous Familiar, which is fine. So we will accept that offering. We find Forest. So they have 6 power, so they cannot profitably block Baloth Gorger. So I think we just serve with just the Gorger. Actually, we'll serve with the... Well, no, we'll serve with everything. Because this way, they have some tougher decisions to make. Plus we have Blink of an Eye in case things get really hairy. Man, are we going to win a game where they almost Phyrexian Scriptures us? No? Alright, they're going to double block here. Okay. We did see Thallid Omnivore. Okay, so they're going to do these trades. Oh, they're going to double block the Llanowar Elves? No? Oh, they're playing around Blink of an Eye. I see. Okay. Or they're thinking about it at least. Are they trying to force me to deal damage to the Evangel? Ah, okay. No? Alright. Alright, we'll pull the Evangel up first, I think. I think I'm okay with that. Now the question is, do I care about this? I don't think so. I think I want to save Blink of an Eye in case things really go bad. Oh, what do you have? Vicious Offering on my guy to make him a 2/2? That's actually cute. See, I don't want to lose my 7/7. That's cute though. I like your Moxie. Alright. That was awkward, but I need the 7/7 to stay alive. Ah, Verdant Force. Okay, so now they find Verdant Force, which is not good. Not good at all. Alright, untap. They make a Sapperling. What do we find? We find Vicious Offering. Vicious Offering, unfortunately, doesn't kill Verdant Force. Sadly. So now they're at 3. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I think we just say go here. End of turn, pop this Memorial to Unity. Try to find a threat. Unfortunately, Verdant Force is very good at taking over games. Alright, what do you got? Sap Herd. Yep, we knew about the Sap Herd. Alright. Attack in the air for 2. That is fine. We will take 2. Man, now I really wish we hadn't boarded out the Easter Glider. Oh, there's Skittering Surveyor. We're not attacking. We are going to play Skittering Surveyor. Yes. Land. Land. Go. Now we're down on the clock now, so we gotta make actions faster. Yep. Getting in for 2. Found a forest, not good enough. God. Verdant Force is insane. Oh, now they find their Easter Glider too? Jesus, alright. Alright, no. We're not winning this game. Alright. I conceded there because I could win a game in 5 minutes. It's harder to do. But it is possible. Is there anything I would want to play differently? Maybe the second Broken Bond over Pierce the Sky? No, I think Pierce the Sky is way too important in this matchup. I don't know. No, what do we cut? We're not playing a 41 card deck. Maybe cut Memorial to Unity. Try to run 16 lands. Sure. This is dangerous. Alright, game 2. Or game 3, excuse me. This hand has a 2-drop. We're keeping it. Got 5 minutes to win a game. I'll be doing my plays a little bit faster than normal. I'll try to give as much commentary as I can. I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to do, but we'll see. It's less than good. Want to make sure that we hit our land for Baloth Gorger. Don't want to attack. I'm the one who's on the back foot, so I should be the one who wants to attack, but Glider, whatever. Play Gorger. Serve with Ooze. Trading Oozes. I'm okay with this. Get in for 2. Nothing. Get in for 4. Hill Giant Express. Mill Blackblade. Okay. Now I can Broken Bond this Glider with little qualms. Follow up. Worm. Land? Not what I wanted to see. Arcanist. Bond. Done. No attacks. Play Thallid. Journey Mage. Oh, I have a wizard! Oh man, I didn't know that I had a wizard. I forgot. I'm okay with trading for the stupid Llanowar Elf. Excuse me. Also the mountains in the bin, which is important. Yep, Wormy's back. Don't know how we're winning this game. Probably should have brought the Ether Glider Black back in. Excuse me. Sure, you have Whisper. Whisper doesn't really mean much on this board, so land. Time of Ice. Time of Ice. Freeze the Serpent. Tag with these. Thought about tapping Whisper, but just managing their creatures is going to be more important. Sacking the Worm, sure. Cabal Evangel. Gonna try to whisper back the, here, tap Whispered. Yeah, what are you sacking? That's gonna be interesting. Your other 2 creatures? Sure. Oh, come on. Yes. Say go. Alright. See what else we can do. Oh, wait. Gonna have to block this. No? Verdant Force. Son of a gun. Swamp. Guy's Protector. Block. Tap Whisper down. Are they thinking about using Whisper now? Please do. Using Whisper would be much better for me. I also don't know what they get. Probably the Omnivore? Oh, Sack Whisper to itself, get back Omnivore. Sure. Still no attacks. Don't care about any of these abilities. Land. No attacks. Always yield to the stupid ability. Tap down the worm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still can't really attack, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we're going to lose this game because of... Are they going to Final Parting for Scriptures? That's pretty good. No. Okay, return all tap creatures to their owner's hand. Maybe should have saved Blink of an Eye for that. Here's Sap Herd. Say go. We've got Pierce the Sky available, and we've got Blink of an Eye available. So we know they have the worm. Territorial Allosaurus kicked, sure. What are you fighting? That? No, you aren't. Eviscerate Verdant Force. Sack to the Omnivore, sure. No choice. Must serve. 30 seconds left. No, blockers are fine. All these stuffs are fine. Don't care. Out of options. Have to try to kill quickly. Allosaurus is kicked. Sure. Kills Tetiova. Sure. Oh, wait. Are they going to time out? They're at lower clock than we are. We're going to win on time? What? Whew. Man. That was close. I was worried we were going to lose on time, but our opponent ended up losing on time because they couldn't get through and deal 30 to us. Man. That is not how I want to win matches of Magic. But I won't say no. Jeez, that was nerve-wracking. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can get that trophy. Let's get a trophy with this really bad deck. My gods. Alright, here we are for game number 3. Trying to get that trophy. This hand is terrible. This hand is not much better, but we're going to keep it. And we're going to put this forest to the bottom. We're also on the draw, which makes things a little bit better. Hey, our opponent's not playing green and or black. That's nice. We'll play this forest and say go. Time of Ice is not also what I wanted to draw there. I would much rather see Llanowar Elves or any of our early creatures. Opponent is playing nothing. Change your mind? You can't play 3-drops on turn 1 without a turn 1 Llanowar Elf. I'm sure they know this. Oh, nope. Oh, Shauna. Well, okay. Shauna's awkward, but... am I okay using a blink of an eye if this gets out of hand? Probably. Also, remember, Shauna can't be the target of abilities. So, Time of Ice will not work on Shauna. Tap effects won't work on Shauna. Llanowar Envoy, sure, you can play your Warpath Ghouls. And we'll take 2. This is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's better than the alternative. Academy Journey Mage is also nice, but not what I wanted to find at this point in time. Alright. This hand is a little slow, like I thought. Especially if our opponent's... Oh, no. Oh, only for 2 3s? We will bounce the Emissary, right? Envoy, excuse me. That way we only take 2 damage. So, minor victories. Yeah, replay Llanowar Envoy, sure. Alright. We draw Forest. Forest is nice. Also, Academy Journey Mage can't bounce Shauna. This is going to... Oh, man. Shauna's going to be really annoying here. And I wanted to tap Llanowar Elves, but we're going to have to tap this Llanowar Envoy just to try to stem the bleeding somewhat. Also, if they ever find another land, they can pop this Memorial at instant speed and make Shauna a 5/5. Surprise. So I think next turn I'm just going to be playing this Guardians of Koilos to try to reset this Time of Ice. Which is not the chosen mode I'd want to use. Wait. Okay, so they're actually Abzan? Playing Bark Dargans, Dark Bargains? I mean, interesting. Don't know why I'm seeing so much black splashes. Pitching a Guardians of Koilos, sure. Yeah, get on in, my friend. I literally can't stop you. Hey, Llanowar Elves is a great draw. Keep Llanowar Elves tapped down, because I can't target Shauna. And I thought I was going to reset this Time of Ice, but I think I'm actually just going to play out this Guardians of Koilos and not return anything. Let's say go. Again, just trying to stem the bleeding a little bit. Trying to just keep it under control. Opponent found their black mana into a kicked Sergeant at Arms, so Shauna is large. Well, we're not blocking a 6/6, so we're going to take 6. But it does mean that Time of Ice gets to go off and pick up all those dudes. Alright. So now what do we do? I think I need to put bodies in play, so I'm going to play Llanowar Elves and Gaia's Protector. And then I'm going to have to use, like, Academy Journey Mage to kill a token. Which feels real bad. Also, this deck looks like a green-white deck splashing black for, like, Dark Bargain or whatever. Sure, opponent plays with their whole hand. Shauna is back to a 6/6. And another Llanowar Elves? Man. Our opponent has it nice. Okay, we found Blink of an Eye, which is not what I wanted to find there, but we are still going to play out the creatures in our hand, because we kind of need to. Pop a token off. Say go. I would like double blue for these so I can kick up Blink of an Eye, but this is not looking good for us. Because I can pop that Memorial at instant speed and make Shauna into an 8/8. Ignoring anything else that they might have in their hand. I mean, I don't know. Well, no, I know how our deck beats the Shauna. We find our Eviscerate or something. But man, some of our best tools like Journey Mage or Time of Ice to deal with big, dumb idiots just don't work on Shauna because she can't be targeted by abilities. Well, our opponent is thinking, which is a good sign. It's good for us, at least. I don't know how our do-nothing deck gets out of this. Like, the only matches we've won have been the ones that have gone to insane board stalls. Winning by milling. Winning because time ran out in the match. Oh, man. For the record, I still don't know how I won last match. I really don't. I also don't know why our opponent is tanking here. Presumably they're trying to work through combat math. Because if they try to tangle with everything, I think my blocks are pretty straightforward. I'll put the 4/4 on the 3/2. I'll put the 4/2 on a 1/1. I'll put my 3/2 on a 1/1. And I'll throw my Llanowar Elves under the bus of Shauna Sisay's Legacy. There could also be but then they also can just pop the Memorial to Glory, make some more soldiers, and then I'm still looking really sad. We had a slow draw, and our opponent had a really fast one, and that's going to punish decks like ours. Alright, opponent, what is your plan of action here? Alright, so they decided to go to combat. And they're going to send only Shauna. Alright? Well, I have to block, so I'm going to just throw Llanowar Elves under the bus. Because if I don't block, I'm dead. Opponent is then going to play Excavation Elephant, getting back their Emissary of Koilos. Or Guardians of Koilos, excuse me. Alright, Deep Freeze helps a ton, except for the fact... So I was about to just slam this Deep Freeze on Shauna. But there's a problem with that. And the problem is that they just picked up their Guardians of Koilos. And Guardians of Koilos can just pick up Shauna, make this Deep Freeze fall off, and then everything I would have just done would have been for naught. So I'm glad I saw it before I did. So our line is going to be to Blink of an Eye Shauna at some point. But we have no attacks. We have to pass. And really lean on these Blink of an Eyes. Also, wow, all the matches we've played against have been against green decks that have either been playing black or splashing black. That's interesting. Again, really small sample size, but it's interesting nonetheless. Alright, opponent goes to combat. So, they're going to serve with Los Team. Alright, we get to make some blocks. We're definitely going to blink Shauna. So that's obvious. So, let's see here. I think I'll lose my Gaia's Protectors in any way that matters, so I'm going to have to put Gaia's here. I'm going to put Guardians here to bump, and then I'm going to put Academy Journey Mage here to trade. These are my blockers. They get priority first. Then we will cast without kicker, much to my dismay, Blink of an Eye on Shauna. So now... Oh, they have charge? Oh, then we're just dead then. Fair enough. Alright. So I guess the turn before they were doing charge math, seeing if we were dead. We weren't. Waited a turn. Then we were dead with charge math. Okay. Moving on to game 2. How do you beat a deck? How do you beat a deck full of... I don't know how we beat this deck. I think we play Unwind for the exact situation that we just came up against with charge. But I don't know what we take out. Probably Broken Bond. I didn't see a lot of good targets for it. And if they have good targets for it, we'll see them later. Like, Guardians of Koilos is not a good target. Surprise. Alright. Here we are for game 2. I will be on the play. Ooh, man. This hand is so slow. This is a hand only LSV could love. We're going to keep it. I'm going to assume that their draw last game was just above expectation for them. We also have our best card in our hand. In Tetiova, so... We'll see. We'll see. Mulligan is debating on mulliganing to 6. I wonder if the only way we can beat them is if they mulligan to Oblivion. That might be our only way to win. Alright, excellent. Forced, go. I would have really loved this Journey Mage to be our Llanowar Elf so that we can, like, turn 2 Divination. Oh, that'd be so good. Alright, Forest. Alright, islands are fine. Wait, whoop. I almost had a panic attack there because I didn't see the island before I hit my F6 button. But, so we play the land. Forest. Turn 2 Llanowar Elves. Not as good as turn 1 Llanowar Elves. And deck, I would really like it if I stopped drawing this many lands. Alright, this is fine. This is a turn 4 Yavimaya Sapherd, which is unexciting but fine. Shauna again. Alright. Alright, we're going to take 1. Draw another Forest. We're going to play the Sapherd. Say go. And if they play 1 creature, I am 100% trading my Yavimaya Sapherd for Shauna. If they play 2 creatures, I think I just take 4. Oh, now they have Dauntless Bodyguard? Okay, that's worse. Yep. Now that's pretty good there. Dauntless Bodyguard is very good in this exact situation. Well, we're just going to take 3 in that case. No use in blocking, I guess. But, well, I guess that's not necessarily true. Into Blood Tallow Candle. Well, they're missing some mana before that becomes relevant, which is nice. Forest into Journey Mage. Journey Mage is going to make you pick up the Dauntless Bodyguard. Use your white mana again, if you so choose. And I think we're just going to go ahead and attack with the Sap Herd. Because they could replay it, it would be a 3/3, and if they want to trade their Dauntless Bodyguard for my Academy Journey Mage and my Sapperling, I'm totally for it. Dauntless Bodyguard is back in the fray, making Shauna a 3/3. Into Sapperling Migration, making her a 5/5. No, we're taking 5. Alright, we draw Time of Ice. Time of Ice is great. But I think we have to do Tetiova. and start getting some Tetiova value out of things. And then we'll say go. So now, the question is, how big can Shauna get? I'm assuming quite large. We need to find our Eviscerate. That's what we need to find. Well, actually, no, hold on. So Dauntless Bodyguard it gains Indestructible. So Eviscerate wouldn't do it. Potentially. Still serving with it, eh? Okay. So I will force the issue. And I'm going to throw the Saproling in because they showed charge. Sure, I'm throwing it away here for this Dauntless Bodyguard, but I really don't want this Bodyguard to be in play anymore. Also, if they chuck the Bodyguard away, it's a 4/4. My Saproling lives anyways. Yep, it is a 4/4 now. I keep my lovely, lovely Saproling. And then they had Ancient Animus? No! Ruined. Why'd you ruin me so? Well, Ancient Animus was going to get me regardless, so I don't feel too bad about that. Alright, so I have 7 mana. I can spend 5 of it, leaving 2 up for Grow from the Ashes into Time of Ice. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Grow from the Ashes with Kicker. Get a Swamp and a Forest, because we have all of our islands in hand. Into Time of Ice, which this is definitely going to be too little too late. Yep. And say go. And we're tapping down the Saproling again because when it bounces, then it's not that our opponent gets to replay everything. Llanowar Elves out of the hand. Another Saproling migration. Oh my god. Taking 10 going to 2? Oh. Alright. We're not dead yet. We're not dead quite yet. Play Corrosive Ooze. Play a land. We're probably very dead. But you never know. We could still be alive. Barely. Alright. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Alright. We will block Llanowar Elves. I will then cast with Kicker Blink of an Eye on Shauna. Drawing. Guardians of Koilos. And nope, we're dead. Oh, man. Yeah, our opponent's deck was just insane. That was just absurd. I don't know how we win that match. And we get some things. Not what we wanted. 2 Dominaria packs. That's fine. Well, that was a lot of fun. Going to the old 2-1, as some people will say. Little unimpressive, but I don't know how our deck was going to beat that deck at all. I don't think there's a single way to do so. But anyways, if you like what you saw, please consider sharing, and subscribing to the channel. It really helps out in kind of making me want to make more of these. And if you like the content, then that's what I want to bring. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so on Twitter at JWiley129. That's JWiley129. And Dominaria, that looks sweet. I don't know if those matches were representative of how the format's going to play out. That draft also was a little weird, to be fair. But that was a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it in the future. So talk to y'all next time.